Magandang buhay! This is Teacher Melody Valiente and I welcome you to Personal Development. We are now on week 2 of quarter 2. Okay, so I hope you guys are ready for our discussion. So our topic is about becoming responsible in a relationship and varieties of social influence of leadership. Okay? So, I'll just have a short recall. So, ano na kasi yung mga relationship na natakal natin? For week 1, we have family, friends, and romantic relationship. Alright? So, let me just read the background information. Taking ownership and responsibility for your actions is an important part of healthy relationships. Doing so is an empowering reminder that you have control over the role you play in your relationship. Taking responsibility creates trust and dependability. Taking responsibility is not just one-sided practice. The following are the ways to use on becoming responsible in a relationship. Okay, so meron tayong mga ways dito na kung saan mas magiging maganda ang pakikitungo natin sa ating pamilya, kaibigan, o sa mga minamahal natin sa buhay. Number 1, be honest. Honest. 'Di ba? Tapat ka ba? 'Di ba? Sabi nga nila, you have to love yourself before you love others. Well, it is a useful phrase that has multiple meanings, 'di ba? It can also be translated to you have to be honest with yourself before you can be honest with others. Being honest with yourself begins with a healthy sense of self-awareness. If you are aware, you acknowledge that what you say and do will impact to your partner or to your family and friends. So that's number 1, be honest. Number 2, act on situations. Don't react. 'Di ba? Sabi nga nila dito, huwag ka lang bastang magsalita, gumawa ka. Hindi lang basta ito dapat makita sa salita, bagkus dapat ay sa gawa. And number 3, be willing to forgive. Sabi nga nila, 'di ba? Forgive and forget. Huwag mo nang balikan ulit yon. Yes, kasi when we know how to forgive people, it will build trust and accountability in the relationship. Hindi naman mawawala talaga yan na may konting tampuhan o hindi pagkakaintindihan, but we have to forgive para meron tayong kapayapaan, meron tayong peace at joy na maramdaman. Okay? Number 4, practice gratitude. It is one of the most accessible positive emotions and it strengthens friendships and intimate relationship. Yes, kailangan kasi ma-appreciate natin, pasalamatan natin sila, 'di ba? Kung may mga bagay na naibigay sila o ginawa para sa'yo, bakit hindi mo sabihin na salamat, maraming salamat, thank you, I appreciate it, 'di ba? Napakasarap pakinggan nang makarinig ka ng pasasalamat. Okay, number 5, accept others. So, it's also important to be accepting other persons in the relationship. Kailangan nating tanggapin kung ano ang meron sila, kung ano ang ugali nila, kalagayan nila, 'di ba? Kailangan natin silang tanggapin kung talagang mahal natin sila, ang ating pamilya, kaibigan, at mga mahal sa buhay. Number 6, be compassionate. Because when we show compassion, 'di ba? Meron tayong sympathy. Concerned tayo sa mga taong ito. Number 7, create rituals together. So, ito ay maganda ring practice na kung saan ang relationship ay mas magiging memorable. Like for example, meron kayong every Saturday, meron kayong bonding with your family, and then every Sunday, meron kayong bonding sa mga friends nyo sa church o kaya naman dyan sa community, or once a month, meron kayong get together ng inyong mga friends, classmates. Magandang practice ito because you are having ways to keep in contact with these people. Okay, number 8, spend the right amount of time together. Yan, kung sa number 7, magkaroon kayo ng time para sa mga araw na magiging memorable. Sa number 8 naman, kailangan right amount of time lang. 'Di ba? Hindi yung mauubos na yung oras mo kasama mo yung mga friends mo. Mauubos na yung buong araw mo kasama yung jowa mo. Mauubos na yung oras mo dahil lang meron kayong family bonding maghapon tapos wala ka ng oras mag-aral. Yung parang ganon. So, spend the right amount of time together. Diyan papasok ang time management natin, 'di ba? Pero, hindi naman araw-araw pare-pareho yung oras na ini-spend natin, 'di ba? So, i-balance lang natin ito. Knowing when to give your time to others and when to take some time for yourself can be crucial in maintaining healthy relationships as well as emotional well-being. Now, let's proceed to varieties or types of social influence. Ano nga ba ang social influence? Well, it includes the ways in which individuals change their behavior to meet the challenges of a social environment. Usually, social influence results from a specific action, command, or request, but people also change their attitudes and behaviors in reaction to what they understand others might do or think. So, meron tayo ditong mga types of social influences. Number 1, compliance. It is when a person seems to agree and follows what is requested or required of him or her to do or believed in, but does not necessarily need to believe or agree on it. It is just for compliance. Minsan, nagbabago ang ating behavior para sa compliance, diba? It is requested or required to us. Number 2, identification. It is when a person is influenced by someone he or she looks up to, like a movie star, a social celebrity, or a superhero. So, in this way, social influence talaga to, diba? Mula sa pananamit, pagsasalita, pag-aayos ng buhok, 'di ba? Sa pagbili ng mga ine-endorse na gamit kasi tayo ay naiimpluwensyahan ng taong ating hinahangaan. Number 3, internalization. It is when a person is able to own a certain belief or act and he is willing to make it known publicly and privately. And here are the other types of social influence. We have conformity. So, a type of social influence that involves a change in behavior, belief, or thinking to be like others. Conversion. It occurs when a person wholeheartedly changes his or her original thinking or beliefs, actions, and attitudes to align with those other members of the group. Minority influence happens when a bigger number of people are influenced by a much smaller number of people and when the minority's way of looking and what they do are totally accepted. Next, reactance. It is when there's a willing or rejection of social influence being exerted in an individual or a group. So, this is also known as anti or non-conformity. Obedience. It's another form of social influence wherein a person follows what someone tells him or advised him, but it may not be necessarily be reflected to that person's beliefs or values. Minsan kasi nag-o-obey lang tayo kasi wala lang, may impluwensyahan lang tayo, 'di ba? Gagawin natin 'to, ganun. And persuasion, it is used by one person or group to influence another to change their beliefs, actions, or emotions by appealing to reason or emotions. So, just a while ago, we have discussed the ways on how to keep a relationship better and also social influences. And now we will go to existing theories of leadership. The first one is trait theory. So, it defines leadership based on a certain personality traits which are generally suited for leaders, such as decisiveness, persistence, high level of confidence, and assertiveness, among others. And we have behavioral theory. This theory presupposes that leadership is a learned behavior and that leaders are defined according to certain types of behavior they exhibit. Participative theory. The opposite of an autocratic leader, the participative leader involves other people to make common decisions. Itong theory of leadership na ito ay merong pagkakaisa. Hindi lamang yung leader ang nagde-decide, but they involve other people or members to make common decisions. Situational theory. This theory assumes that there is no one style of leadership and that leadership behavior is based on the factors present in a situation and usually takes into consideration how followers behave. And then we have transactional theory. This theory states that leadership involves a transaction or negotiation of resources or position and usually employs reward or punishment. It's either a reward or punishment. Transformational theory. This theory involves a vision which a leader uses to rally support from followers, and the role of the leader is motivating others to support the vision and make it happen. So if you will become a leader, what theory will you use among these theories na nabanggit natin? Okay, so here are our learning competencies. Before we proceed to our activities, I will give you 30 seconds for health break. Pwede kayong uminom ng tubig, pumunta sa comfort room, or mag-stretching. Okay, so timer starts now. Welcome back! For our activity 1, I will just read the direction. Rank from numbers 1 to 8 the following ways on becoming responsible in a relationship, from 1 as the easiest and 8 as the most difficult to achieve. So, eto yung mga to. Be honest, act on situations, hanggang spend the right amount of time together. Next, how did you come up with your answer in activity 1? Okay, so you will put some explanation in here. Meron tayong criteria dito para sa inyong score. Activity 2. Read each question carefully. Write the answer on the space provided before the number. This is just a multiple choice question. Na-discuss na natin yan earlier. Activity 3. My influencers and I. So here's the direction. Identify or think 3 of your favorite persons in life and do the following. So, 3 lang ha. 3 pinakapaborito mong tao. Pwedeng ito ay family member, friends, or loved ones. Or even jowa. Letter A. Describe how each of them influence your decision. Letter B. Describe your own type of leadership or the type of leadership you want to own or practice. What made you decide on this type of leadership? Okay, so meron tayong criteria dito for your score. You can answer this in a paragraph form. So this is essay, basically. For our reflection, ilagay lamang what I have learned, what I've enjoyed, and that's it. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to ask in our Google Classroom and Messenger. Abangan ang ating susunod na lecture videos para sa week 3. Hanggang dito na lang muna. Paalam!